Good morning and welcome back to another 5-minute weekly market outlook presented by Coinbase Advanced. So let's get straight into it, no time to waste. On the high time frame picture here on the daily chart, I mentioned that the daily trend has been immensely respected over the past several months. So should price retrace into that region, we'd be looking for those long triggers to play trend continuation. I also mentioned on a lower time frame basis or within our value, the multi-pronged confluence that we had around 114 to $115,000, right? We had the daily trend, we had these equal lows, we had the fair value gap, we had the CME gap, and we had the monthly VWAP. Just so much overwhelming confluence into that region. So why did price get there? How did it get there? And what happened? We had a large whale looking to exit his position. He was selling about 80,000 Bitcoin over the past 2 to 3 weeks, right? That selling increased last week, Thursday night. Galaxy unloaded a bunch of more Bitcoin across several exchanges that caused about a 3% bleed into our location. That selling stopped conveniently into the location that we wanted along anyways. So we had that momentum loss, that absorption of selling into our point of interest. That was an ideal location along. I hope that the outlook last week helped you guys. I executed that trade perfectly. I hope you guys did too. Let me know in the comments below if last week's outlook helped you guys out at all. So now coming to this week, what are the plans? Just like last week, I told you guys, don't open positions in the middle of value. It's not the most ideal place to open swing positions. So while you're in value, if you want to take intraday trades, be my guest. I take intraday trades almost every single day when we're in value, but I have very precise entries and very quick exits, right? From a swing positional point of view or a multi-day, multi-hour positional point of view, you really want to be longing in the discount region. So what discount regions do we have built up? Yesterday, we held our anchored VWAP that's been anchored to the kind of last week's low or pico bottom of the most recent low, right? We held that location. We left some lows behind at Monday's low. So should we swipe down into Monday's low and show absorption, maybe ideally, hopefully, still continue to respect the anchored VWAP right here, maybe a wick down and hold this. I think that's a very clean setup to look to play trend continuation, or at least look for Monday's high. So there's Monday's low around 17.4. Here's Monday's high around 19.8. I think this would be the ideal setup to play should it trigger. If it fails and we kind of pull back a little bit lower, once again, I'd be looking for the same concepts of exhaustion or absorption, selling climax into the lows, into the discount. For me, at this point, I would really like to see these lows protected. I don't think bulls want to see price trading below these lows. I think this is a lot of selling that came in, a lot of absorption that occurred at these lows. We really shouldn't test them at least this soon after the recovery. So I would really like to see the 117, 116 area defended on Bitcoin. Once again, that's where I'm going to be looking to take those swing longs potentially to Monday's high, if not higher to 121. So continuing, ETH, there's really not much to update, guys. I told you guys about the final boss level. This is not the place to go gig along and throw your entire bank account at ETH. We talked about the kind of 4-hour trend. Now, one thing that's happening here on ETH over the past week is it's gone from a very, very, very strong uptrend into a bit of a consolidation. So we want to use those same kind of range-bound trading techniques that we're using on Bitcoin of being skeptical at a premium, being bullish at a discount. I think the same kind of concepts apply here to ETH. So should ETH revisit these composite value area lows, I do think it's a good rotational long opportunity. Where it's at right now, I'm personally not interested. Now, let's wrap up this outlook with a little bit of talk on altcoins. Now, altcoins have been weak over the past week. This is due to Bitcoin dominance also kind of looking to bottom and bounce up a little bit. Total 3 has been a little weak. We want to see, I think, about $1 trillion, call it 900 billion and change to hold, right? This is the confluence of the 2021 May 21 highs, right? Which basically capped the altcoin market cap last cycle. Here's your May high. Here's your little deviation, rejection, bearish rejection. We failed to close and hold above it December and January. Recently, we're once again back at those levels. So what I would like to see for the altcoin market cap to continue to stay strong is to hold above the May 21 highs. We also have the confluence of the daily trend. And lastly, we have the confluence of the yearly value area high. So this is the one standard deviation band above your yearly VWAP. We have traded below it, we reaccepted back into value, and we've shifted to the other side of value. So if this trend is going to continue, if alts are going to stay strong, this region around, let's call it 1 trillion market cap on the altcoin sector needs to hold, in my opinion. If that fails, a lot more blood and pain is due for the altcoin market. So keep that in mind. I hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you same time, same place next week. Hope you guys have a good one. Good luck.